Hi, I'm Dr. Roadhouse, and I want to reintroduce you to Marianne. She's a patient here. Why don't you just give a brief history of, because this is part two, we did part one.
Right.
Give a brief history about
Okay.
when you first came in, how many years
Okay.
you had it, and,
Okay.
and you know, like that.
Yes, I came to Dr. Roadhouse probably as at my wit's end that I was seeking help. I'd been to many doctors. I had sustained a uh, bulging disc due to a whiplash injury in a car wreck back in 2005. And so I'd had a chronic problem, and I heard about spinal decompression, and I wanted to try it out. And so I came, and I was almost at the end of my therapy. Of course, I came because I had a lot of dizziness, and due to cerebellum problems, Dr. Roadhouse uh, helped that. My dizziness went away, and I was just about ready to walk out the door when I had a bad fall in my home due to my own doing. And so Dr. Roadhouse was very patient and started me up with my therapy again because I re-injured my disc, and so we started with the cerebellum irrigations and the spinal decompression, and so now here I am about to walk out the door again, and I feel very good. Every time I re-injure myself, I get this dizziness, but the ear irrigations and the spinal decompression and all the therapy just really took that dizziness away. And I think that was probably my main problem was the dizziness. It's not pleasant to have dizziness, as so many patients that Dr. Roadhouse sees has that problem. The pain I could deal with. You don't want to deal with it, but you could always take a pain pill for that. However, the dizziness is not always the easiest thing to get through. So now I'm almost out the door, and I feel great.
So when you re-injured yourself, we came in, we did the examination,
Mm-hmm.
we found you still had some cerebellar trouble,
Mhm.
your dizziness
Mm-hmm.
was back again, and you weren't all the way rehabbed, and
Mhm.
when that happened, so
Mm-hmm.
then responded a lot quicker the
Yes.
second time than it did the first time because you'd had it for 6-7 years before you came in, and
Right.
you're a nurse, and so
Yeah.
you've been to a lot of different doctors, had
Right.
you've had the MRIs and all that. And did you have one or two discs? I can't remember.
You found the second
Right,
disc.
yeah, that's what I thought.
I came in with one disc, and
Which
then
was diagnosed a while ago. Right.
This was diagnosed.
Yeah.
That's when I started the physical therapy and started going to all these doctors. And so then you said before you wanted to treat me, you wanted to see what we're dealing with.
Because that was a while ago.
Yeah.
And plus your symptoms had changed.
Right.
They'd actually gotten
Yeah.
worse. So we did the other MRI and we found you had two discs. So we did
discs.
2 different levels of decompression.
Mm-hmm.
And also the cerebellum
Right.
wasn't functioning properly. So we've done all the cerebellar treatments on you. So now we're just in the process of strengthening it. I mean,
Right.
the dizziness is gone, the neck
Right.
pain is gone, the symptoms in the arm is gone, the symptoms
Right.
up to the head is gone. You're able to sleep at night.
Right. Right.
Your energy level,
Right.
is that better?
Yes, I can. I mean, at the time of this chronic problem, I really had trouble working at the computer and doing all my work activities, and now I'm back to normal.
Good. Okay, good. So we just got a little bit to do on the
Mm-hmm.
ATM to strengthen everything up, and you can see a big difference since we've been doing that, right?
Yeah, the biggest difference I see, of course, there's no dizziness, but probably the biggest difference is if I do strain myself, just from activities of daily living, I rebound faster.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have the continuation of chronic pain or dizziness.
Yeah, and that's one of the problems in the beginning when we were first treating you is, if you were on the computer too long, it would flare your neck up. Or if you were doing reading, it would flare your neck up. And towards the end of your care now, you can do so many things, and that's why we haven't released you all the way yet, is because we want to make sure you can do all the things you want
Right.
and not have a problem with that. And you compare that to
Right.
now, the things that you can do compared to the first day that you walked through our door.
Oh my, huh.
I mean, because it's a completely
Yeah,
different
it's a
picture.
big difference. Yes, it's the spinal decompression. I can just almost feel it work, and it's real interesting that before I re-injured myself from my fall, I could feel that the spinal decompression, that the spine had gone back to normal because I wasn't feeling the decompression anymore, and so you could just feel the healing going on, and the oxygen therapy. I know just being a nurse that the oxygen therapy really heals those tissues.
Yeah, and that's, I mean, scientific fact. You know.
Right.
So anyway, we're doing real good. The
Mhm.
main thing is, you know, like I described to you in the beginning,
Mhm.
the disc has to go in 1st,
Mhm.
and then once the disc is in, that's what you were feeling with the decompression. But after that, the ligaments have to tighten up,
Mhm.
and that's why, you know, I told you, you know, that if the disc is right here, but the ligaments haven't tightened up, if you do too much, the disc will come back out a little bit. But what you're trying to get across is that when that happened,
Mhm.
usually 1 or 2 decompression,
Mhm.
and you're doing good again. Where
Right.
before that would have flared up and stayed like that for a long time.
Right, and being
Before
a
you
chronic,
came in,
yeah,
yes.
before I came in, it was just a chronic problem and never would go away. And now with that re-injury, it was an acute problem that
Mhm.
that it healed a lot faster.
Okay, so thank you for doing that,
Mhm,
because there's
mhm.
lots of people out there that have
Mhm.
these kind of problems,
Mhm.
and they just don't know where to go.
Right.
And we appreciate you, you know,
Well, I
sharing your story.
appreciate Dr. Roadhouse and his patience with dealing with me and all my faux pas.
Well, you know, I mean, when you're dealing with a problem like that, people are going to have little
Right.
flare-ups throughout their care. I mean, no one
Right.
comes in and has smooth sailing,
Mhm.
because they're usually,
Mhm.
you see the patients in here, and they're
Mhm.
really, they've been everywhere, they've had
Right.
all kinds of problems, and so they're the tough cases, and we love the tough cases.
Yeah, it's very challenging for him. He loves it, and I would not hesitate to come back again. I'm sure I'll have another flare up of some sort. Hopefully not a car
but
wreck,
Yeah.
but and so.
Okay. Well, thank you very much, and
Mhm.
we'll check in with you later on and see how
Okay.
you're doing.
Okay.